Well, I don't know what the view of this camera is at the moment because I can't get it to show up on the app screen. Seems like it only wants to connect to one bloody screen, one camera at a time. Anyway, let's see how we go. So we've got a Hero 7 Black. Got a Hero 7 Black now on the chin mount. It's a pig of a setup, but it's working for now. And I've got my little Session 4, hello there, down there on the bloody handlebars. So I can do a little bit of back and forward stuff. Yeah, so I had a prick of a bloody night's sleep. I mean, I got a new mattress and everything, and comfy enough. It just shit sleeping lately. Was up at like 5, then I was back to sleep, and then I was up again at 8, and it's only until the last hour or so that I sort of felt with it enough to sort of get up on the bike. I was supposed to go out with Ian this morning, meet up with him at 10 AM, and we were going to head off to Amory Road. Well, he went off there on his own, and he reckons he went down the hill. So, but he said it was slippery as shit, and he almost dropped the bike. But it's not something that I want to do until I get, going to get me crash bars and crap on, because, you know, I don't want to crack the, pardon me, I don't want to crack the plastics on the fairings here. That's the only thing with the KLR, as opposed to say a DR. You've got these, well, it's water cooled, so you've got a radiator, and the radiator sits just in here, and then it's covered up by this fairing, and then you've got fairing on the other side with a horn behind it and all that sort of shit. So yeah, it's sort of it's good for the road, not so good off-road as far as when you drop it, because they get all cracked up and they can get expensive, these plastics. I'm trying to order a branded set, well, a matching set I should say. I want to try and get the SW Motec second version crash bars with their bash plate. I mean, it's not a necessity that I get matching brands, but I just like the idea. I mean, I can get the Outback Motortech branded bars and the SW Motec bash plate, or vice versa. But I've sent emails to one of the distributor websites, because they don't seem to have part numbers up, and I'm always dubious about what product I'm going to get if I don't have the right part number showing. So basically what I'm getting at is with the SW Motec bars, there's a version 2, which is the latest one, which is what do they call it? It's been updated, and it attaches at the frame in various different points and all that sort of stuff. So I want to get that one as opposed to the other one. Mate, can I get rid of, I just want to get, so if I go here to Cracker Pro, this is that camera, it shows up on the app, takes forever, that's the only thing I've noticed. Right, now hopefully we can be on our way. Alright. So we got some detective boys in blue or whatever in front of me, going really slow, doing a patrol, not trying to harass me, it's all good. Yeah, not in the mood for being harassed by police. You know, I would have had to pull up right next to them there. And it's a contentious issue with cameras on helmets, loud exhausts, and just everything else that they want to fucking do. They'll take your helmet off, let's breath test you, can I see your licence, fucking blah blah blah. But I've got all that, I've got nothing to hide, but I just can't be arsed getting fucking harassed. I got no idea where I'm going anyway, I'm just out for a ride. But I'll go to the Adelaide Hills servo. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get the baffle back in this exhaust. It did come with it, but it's had a bit sawn off it, so I'm not really sure what it's going to do. It has like an extended tail piece. I don't know if that was to go back inside the muffler itself or what, but it's been sawn off. I mean, I could go and get it welded somewhere or buy another piece, but yeah, I'd have to have a look and see what the deal is with these. I could go down and see bloody what's his name, Terry at Redline Exhausts. He'd be able to sort something out. But I mean, yeah, I do like a nice exhaust note, but this is just a bit too loud. You know, and if I want to go riding through country roads in amongst and around horses and people's houses and stuff, I'm not real keen on disturbing the peace. For one, you get angry residents, angry farmers want to stop you in your tracks, say, oh, you can't come down here, this is local traffic only, blah blah blah, which I've just seen a post up on Facebook today about, which makes my blood boil, because at the end of the day, mate, we've got nowhere to bloody ride these bikes, right? Like in and around Adelaide, all you've got is dirt roads and bitumen. Now if you're going to start closing down dirt roads, I don't know where that's going to leave us, mate. We're going to have to travel all the way out the bloody past Murray Bridge and shit out near Monarto just to go for a ride off-road or on some dirt. I mean, there's plenty of dirt roads through the hills, don't get me wrong, but you know, it's just getting ridiculous. I mean, there's this road that runs between Ashbourne and the Green Man Inn and Bull Creek Road. Is it Bull Creek Road? Anyway, it's called Kirkham Road. It starts off at one end, at the Ashbourne end as Kirkham Road. Has a steep hill climb on it, which is a nice little mildly challenging section for us kind of riders, adventure riders. And at the other end, it's got a different name. Now, someone's put a photo up of this road with a road closed sign, which is literally just a temporary kind of black and yellow sign. There's a sign next to that which is posted and it says local traffic only. Now, local traffic only signs are just an advisory or a deterrent, if you will. They are not enforceable by law or by council, so you can't physically stop anyone going down a gazetted road. And if your bike's registered, which most of us are that ride around on the roads, at least the ones with the head screwed on right, then, you know, we should be allowed to ride up and down there. Now, if you've got a really loud bike like this one, for instance, and you're riding up and down like an idiot, and you're disturbing the peace, and you're scaring the horses, and all that sort of shit, well, fuck, this is loud. Well, I can understand the annoyance that they must get out of it. The residents, that is, you know, farmers and whatnot. But you know, if you're not in a big group and you're not making a hell of a lot of racket, it's just yourself, and you're trying to take it easy, then well, I can't see the reason why not. I mean, if you want to do that, you might as well stop cyclists from riding on twisty Green Hill Road and places like that where it's actually bloody dangerous. And that's another thing, don't get me started on cyclists, I've got an idea for them as well. But yeah, mate, she's getting harder and harder to find places to ride. So A, you don't want to piss off landowners, residents, etc., and get roads closed down. And B, well, you want to be able to, you know, ride where you're allowed to ride. If people are trying to stop you, well, you should be able to question them and say, well, listen, you show me some documentation that says that this road is legally closed, and if it is, well, it needs to be actually closed properly. If it's a temporary road closure, show me the documentation for that, etc, etc. Now, I was looking up online on the Alexandrian Council's website and I couldn't find any mention of Kirkham Road being closed. Fuck, this is loud. Yeah, I sort of feel a bit funny riding a bike so loud, to be honest. I mean, it's drawing a lot of unwanted attention. I don't really want to be, I mean, I want to be noticed by traffic, but, you know, this loud pipe save lives thing isn't a, you know, isn't an actual fact. I mean, it can help in certain situations if people have got their windows down or if they can hear you. Most people have got their stereos going or they've got headphones in or fucking whatever, so they're not going to hear you until you bloody right up upon them in their blind spot, and that's when they want to run you over. Anyway, let me shut up for a minute and get some fuel. What happened there? Don't worry, mate, I'm not trying to rob you. I was trying to use the app and it doesn't work. Well, it didn't work for me then for some reason. Number one, it's just too hard trying to get all this stuff on and off. That's why I use it. And yeah, it was weird. I went out of it and then it sort of lost where it was. So, but you, when I go pressing the button on there, like you get that registered so you know that it's like going to be paid from the app. Yeah. Yeah, you do. Yeah, because I was always wondering about that.
Yeah, so it comes through and then we also have our own quality check.
Yeah, that's all right. Because I sort of thought, shit, you know, is it only till it's paid? Then I'm driving off and thinking, hope you don't think I'm stealing petrol. All right, thanks, mate. Oh, alrighty then. Well, I suppose we're going to go where the closest. So let's just head off the usual direction. Better than nothing. Oh, I'll tell you what, man. Fucking gadgets, as much as they can make life easy, they certainly do make it hard as well. I mean, you know, I had it all there set up, like I normally do, to go to pay with the app. And you just touch your thumb on fucking some app and it wants to go into split screen, and then you're like, oh, try and get it back, and then you get it back and it's bloody well gone. So you got to start again. I thought, well, I've already said I was paying for it and now it wants me to start again and I've already filled up. So that's why I went into the servo and just tried to tell her that I wasn't trying to rob her. Oh, it's crazy. Anyway, let's get on to the next topic. So, cyclists. Now, cyclists get a really bad rap these days. Now, I've ridden bicycles I should say. I've ridden them on the road. I've never been a road cyclist with all the gear and latex and spandex and clipping bloody boots onto the to the pedals and all that sort of crap. But I've ridden a mountain bike on the road, and then on the trails and etc. So, you know, I've been there, done that. But the one thing that I would never do was ride in a dangerous spot or put myself in danger on a bicycle. At least try not to. Now to me, riding a bicycle on somewhere like Green Hill Road that is twisting and winding and has blind corners and barely enough room for a car or two cars to pass each other on one bit of road, for those cyclists to ride there, they're not only putting themselves in danger, they're putting other vehicles in danger. They're actually being a bit of a nuisance in my eyes. Now I understand their argument. Oh, we pay taxes, you know, we pay registration on our cars, and well, here we go. Here comes one. Notice any identification? No, you can't identify the bloke. So there's no identification on these guys, right? Now, they are basically a human-powered vehicle, but you know, they're a vehicle nonetheless, and they're on the road. Now, you don't have to have a driver's license to ride a bicycle on the road. You can ride a bicycle on the road, and you can never have owned a car license and have learnt the road rules properly and all this kind of stuff. Yet you can still ride your push bike on the road. Now, it's not so bad when you get one by themselves, you know, it doesn't really cause too much of an issue, although, you know, on those twisting, winding roads, well, yes they can, because of the fact of blind corners and whatnot, you know. So you come around a corner, shit, you see a cyclist, you either slam the brakes on or you swerve and you hit an oncoming car or anything like that. I mean, it's ridiculous. There's no bicycle lane there. So, and that's not the only road, there's loads of roads around the place. I mean, even suburban streets and roads, etc. So, in my eyes, I don't care if you've got your licence or not. If you want to ride a bicycle on the road, you should have to have a form of official identification, like a number plate, that is easily readable from a set distance. Now, cyclists don't go as fast as vehicles, so I'm guessing that they could possibly have a smaller size plate, maybe the size of a motorcycle number plate or smaller even. But it needs to be legible, reflective, and at night it needs to have a light on it, just like any other vehicle does. So, in saying that, I propose an idea which basically is a one-off fee of X amount of dollars. It can be anything, $50, $100, whatever. I would say that if you've already got a vehicle license and you pay registration, that you pay less than someone who doesn't. And the person who doesn't needs to go and do at least pass a learner's test. Now, to be able to do a learner's test means that you understand the road rules and you can start to put them into practice. Oh, check out the old Cortina, killer! And that way there you've got an idea of how to ride on the road and how to behave. Because I see so many of these cyclists that will just break all the road rules, and you know, they're not accountable, because what are you going to say? Oh, well, they go for a red light camera, the camera probably doesn't even register because they're not going over the bars on the road, or the strips, and you know, and if you did report them, you're going to say, oh yeah, it was a silver bike with the guy had red and black bloody gear on and a pink helmet. You know, like, how ridiculous is that? So basically what I'm saying is put a number plate, it sits on the back of your seat, or you wear it on your back, but it's got to face the rear. I mean, ideally one on the front too, but then again, motorcycles don't have them on the front, so we shouldn't ask cyclists to either. But at least on the rear. And yeah, there you go, there's your identification. So anything ever happens, you can see there's the number plate, SB, you know, 578A, bang, done. I don't see what the big deal is. Now, they want us to share the road with them, but you know, they don't have to have the same kind of identification or basically accountability. Now, it gets worse when you get a pack of them that'll take up a whole lane in a 60 zone, for instance, and yet they can't even do 40, so they hold up all the traffic. Now you might get a few of them that will have a brain, head screwed on right, they'll all file into single file, stick to the bike lane, let the cars through. But there's a whole lot of them, mate, that do not, and they just thumb their nose to that bloody whole idea of courtesy. Whether they've jaded because they've been, you know, abused or knocked off the road or whatever, I don't care. But you just got to actually be accountable on the road like everybody else. Now, it's not to say that everybody that's got number plate is still accountable. I mean, you know, people with number plates go and do things in places where no one ever sees them and they get away with stuff. Yeah, fair enough. But it's where they do become involved in an accident or anything like that. I'm going to have to go and loosen my my strap on my jacket, man. It's just a bit tight. Either that or I'm getting a bit fat. Still recording? Yeah, still recording. Alright, so maybe we'll go down Formby, do the usual thing. Yeah, so I mean that idea with the cyclists and the number plates, that's not a stupid idea. Surely you couldn't argue with that. I mean, I've got a car license, I pay car registration, you know, like, and I also pay motorcycle registration because I've got two vehicles that go on the road. So all we have to do is just say, right, well, it's just a tiny fee, like I say, 50 bucks if you've got a license, and you got to wear this number plate. So, and what it does though, it identifies you as a rider. All right, so not as a bike, because I mean you can change your bloody bike up, no worries, but you've got to have your number plate on you at all times. You've got to have it displayed. If you're going to ride on the road, your number plate needs to be displayed. Simple as that. So give me a good reason why we shouldn't do it. Alright, leave it in the comments. If you want to have that privilege of riding your bicycle that can sort of go on footpaths and you can go through red lights and no one can ever identify you, and you can, you know, run people over on the bloody footpath and not be accountable for it. Well, that's, you know, you can't have that. Why should you be allowed to do that? Why can you get away with it and like people like us can't? We're not allowed to ride on the footpath on our motorcycles. So yeah, there's lots of arguments, lots of scenarios where the number plate would actually be a great help in identifying cyclists who do the wrong thing. Because nobody's a saint, right? I'm not saying I'm a saint. We all do stupid things sometimes and wrong things, but you know what? You've got to be accountable for it. Alright, if I was to ride my motorbike on the footpath and you know, injure somebody, there's my number plate, plain to see, mate. Still got to start riding on the footpath. Someone's going to probably write down my number plate and bring up the cops and report me. But as cyclists, you can go on the road, you go on the footpath, you can cut traffic off, you can hold up traffic, you can cause an absolute frustration. And you know, you're out there just having fun like we are. I mean, if I'm not commuting at the moment, I'm just out having a joyride. So you're out having a joyride. Just don't let it interfere with the flow of traffic, you know, and be accountable. That's all I'm saying. All right, so let's say 50 bucks. 50 bucks if you're a fully licensed driver or even motorcycle rider. You know, so obviously you've done your L's, you've had your P's, you've got all that, you know the rules, you know what you're supposed to do. 50 bucks, you get a number plate, that's for life. How's that? All right, but no, the government, they want to do it per year. Fine, all right, per year, whatever. It's a measly fee. If you haven't got your driver's or rider's license, then you need to go and sit an L's test, learn a driver's test, to go and pass the road rules so that people are, so that you're aware of what road rules are and how they should be obeyed, and courtesy and all that sort of stuff, and actually put special clauses in there for cyclists if we're going to do that. Right, because at the moment it really only applies to sort of cars and motorcycles and, you know, motorised vehicles, but obviously cyclists are a slower form of that, although some of them are getting pretty quick, especially these electric ones and bloody shit like that. Well, it's the first time I've seen a car on here in ever. Go, mate. There. So that's what I'm saying, and if anyone's got a better idea, well, you can let me know, mate, in the comments. So it wasn't as much as a whinge as it was an idea. I'm an ideas person. Sometimes my brain does work. Sometimes it works overtime too much on stupid things that I shouldn't even be thinking about. But that's a whole another story in itself. Looks like the cockies have been out here, mate. These trees look decimated. All this new growth just hanging on the floor, on the road. Yeah, I've got to do something about this exhaust, man. It's fucking way too loud. I know there's people out there that really love that sort of loud shit. But I'm actually beginning to find it sort of obnoxious. Let alone what everyone else around me thinks of it, you know, like... Shit, someone's left the gate open. What's going on there? Someone's probably broken in, I'd say. Oh no, they're working in there. Okay, you can see a car down there. Oh, there you go. Alright, well let's have a bit of a skedaddle around here then, shall we? Try to keep it all under control. Oh. Anyone coming? Anyway, you know, I'm sort of getting a bit bored of doing these same tracks all the time, or these same roads, you know, and it really annoys me when you go past places like Mount Bold Reservoir, etc., or Reservoir. Fuck, this is really loose this here, eh? Proper fucking loose shit. And you see all these trails, you know, and you're like, man, how good would that just to be going there and just have a ride around and somewhere different, explore, like even all around here, you know, like it's well, that's a national park, or what do they call it, conservation park, so there's lots of kangaroos and stuff in there, but plus it's, you know, there's nothing too fancy to see in there, just a bit of bloody scrub. There's a person's house over there by the looks of it or something. But just to go in amongst the forest and, you know, down to the water's edge there, that'd be really cool. Yeah, so it was raining this morning, so I really didn't miss too much because I didn't want to come out in the rain, especially these new cameras. Well, new camera, I mean, it is waterproof, but the little door on the side of it that you plug in the lead for charging it, that you have to remove that so that you can obviously keep the lead in. Because for me to use this for any, you know, extended period of time, I've got to have it plugged into a power source. So it's continuously charging, and I've put a bit of gaffer tape and electrical tape over the opening because there's like a little mini HDMI port next to it as well. So I don't want to get all dirt and rain and shit all in there. So yeah, that's basically the reason for taking that off. So yeah, basically what happens is you get water going in there if it really, you know, if it really pissed down. I'd have to sort of like, you know, find a bit of shelter, or, you know, I can't just take the lead out and put the lid, the door back on, because the door's at home, and I've got tape and everything all over it. So yeah, I'm gonna just check on the status of it all down here in Scott Creek. Make sure everything's working all right. But yeah, this was part of the road that was supposed to be coming down for today's ride. In fact, on your bikers, I think I'm going to give up on those bloody group ride pages and shit anyway, because at the end of the day, it's hard work trying to get everyone to come along. I mean, the weather's got to be nice, all the planets have got to align, people have got to all be available at the same time. And then, you know, you make a booking somewhere at a pub and you go and you have lunch, you sit down. But I do sort of prefer just doing a smaller solo, or, you know, riding in a small group of say 3, possibly 4, maybe 5, 6, you know, at a stretch. I just think the more people you get involved on a ride, the harder it is to manage. You all get spread out, and if you're taken off somewhere in the middle of the city or where there's traffic lights, you all get broken up and blah blah blah, and then obviously you know, you sort of you might not get a chance to actually talk to everybody. You know, it's like you want it to be a little bit intimate, you know. So 3-way conversation's pretty easy, 4 ways, you know, stretching it. 5 is, again, and then it's sort of like everyone just goes off in their own little groups when you start having big groups of people. So, you know, especially like these really big groups of dirt bikes or adventure bike riders going out, I don't think it's a good idea. Well, especially not around built up areas, or at least where there's residential or horse riding and stuff like that, because it's just too much. You know, that kind of stuff I think you need to go out bush for. Yeah, it's quite busy through here today. It's the first time I've seen all this bloody traffic. So I'm just going to pull over here for the minute. So that's working. All good. Still working. Yep, we're all good. So yeah, I just think that, you know, what it does is it annoys residents and stuff, because, you know, half of them are going to have loud exhaust like this one, and, you know, not everybody can just contain themselves and ride at a nice orderly fashion. Some people just need to, you know, fucking wrap around everywhere and cause a shitload of noise and dust, and, you know, kicking up dust and roosting and all that sort of stuff, which I know is good fun, but I think you just need to really sort of do that out. So I mean, like around here it's probably not so bad, but, you know, you've got to get through residential areas to do it and stuff, and you just hear a massive horde of bloody bikers coming down the road, man, and, like, you know, even when it's Harleys, as much as it's an awesome sight to see and hear, you know, it could just be a bit bloody annoying. So I much prefer solo to small groups. Plus I'm not a massive, you know, social kind of person. I don't like going around and introducing them, hey, I'm this and blah blah blah, no, sort of like, I'd rather do it on a more intimate basis. It's just the kind of person I am. But you know, you look at this here, so you've got a gate here, perfect opportunity. Like, I've never seen anybody in there, alright, so why the hell couldn't you just sort of like go, alright, well let's just, you know, ride some bikes in there and we go through all the trees and whatnot, but they've got bloody poison for foxes, danger, authorised personnel, blah blah blah, if you're on the grounds here you're trespassing and yada yada yada. Yeah, I don't know, it's just a bit sad really, because what you find is in Victoria, New South Wales, etc., they've actually got a lot of that kind of stuff open to motorcycle riders, providing that you're a registered rider. It's like, yeah, all good, off you go, tally ho. And obviously there's some parts where, you know, you go in there and it's a bit sort of dangerous, like it could be very steep and rutted, you know, stuff like that. So you do enter your own risk, obviously, and you know, don't go in alone, sort of thing. If you do, you know, you got to take one of those personal location beacons, PLBs, which is basically like an EPIRB sort of thing, but it's registered to you, not a vessel, which will send out a distress signal over the government. What do they call it? I think it's GeoSat or something. Put it this way, it satellite GPS positions where you are and sends a message saying, you know, I need help, I need an ambulance, or I just need a rescue, like the bike won't start, etc. Poor little bunny wabbit didn't make it across the road. I mean, there's a lot of stuff up there which looks pretty gnarly. It'd be ideal for a training area. When I say training, I mean, you know, just to get used to riding some gnarly shit. Because, like, for instance, if you wanted to go over to Victoria and ride around all that sort of shit, well, you're going to ride around over there as a bloody novice, because you've got nowhere around here to get your skills up. You know, it's just, it ain't fair. What about me? Well, hopefully it doesn't piss down with rain today. Now, with this GoPro 7, I've only got it on the stock settings at the moment. Stock standard bloody settings. Now look at that track. What's wrong with that? It's got fucking dolomite all over it. It's perfect for riding on, all the way along here. Anyway, let me get back to the camera. So yeah, I've just got the stock settings on. I'm not using ProTune at the moment. What I might do at some stage is switch over to ProTune and just see what sort of a difference it makes, because it is reasonably darkish. It's a cloudy day. We've got shade from all the trees here, so be interesting to see how it goes. You know, there's been reports of it being a little bit below par, but there has been some firmware updates since its initial release, so those things could possibly be rectified. So what I might just do this time, I might just leave it on auto all the way, and we'll see how that goes. Look out, birdies! See, nice little track through there, man. Like, such a shame can't just go exploring in there. Absolutely a shame. South Australia, lift your game. I mean, you don't go closing all the roads down, right? You don't go closing down all these arterial roads because people drink drive and they crash all the time, or there's accidents. So why would you not let us in there? Because you think, everyone's going to break the rules, they're going to go riding through the scrub and stuff like that, you know? It's like, man, most people are going to do the right thing. So, you know, it's just like on the road, you get burnouts everywhere, you know, people doing burnouts and stuff, and there's always people being idiots on the road. So, you know, people are going to be idiots in there as well, but they shouldn't be tarring us all with the same brush, you know. Like, we just want to go and have a bit of fun in there too, you know. No biggie, man. Even if you just put on there, you know, stick to the fire trails. Anywhere a fire truck can go, or a water truck, you know, you can go as well. Because sometimes you see the signs and they say no trucks, because I guess it's too steep. Alright, well, you know, we don't go down there, we just stick to the other bits. And I mean, yeah, people are going to have a crack and they're going to try, and they might fall off and they might break their bike and blah blah blah. The word will soon get around, you know. I mean, look at that, that's pristine, just the way that it goes down in there. Like, I've ridden my mountain bike in amongst the Mount Crawford forest area on the fire trails, because you can easily lift your mountain bike over the little gate thing that they have there. And I tell you what, it's really good. It's hard work, very hard work. There's a chain through there, you can't go up there. Okay, so I've always wondered about this bit of road here, and well, there it is. So it says no through road, but by the looks of it, it's literally just a fire track. With a bit of a dip in it. There you go. So that's why they call that an O3 road. Well, that was slightly daunting to begin with, but yeah, you just got to get up on the pegs and commit really, and try not to get too loose on the off-cambered sort of bit, you know. Oh, there you go. That's another one to put on the list. Now, I don't reckon that was as gnarly as bloody Amory Road though. Amory Road looked like there was a lot of mud and all that sort of crap in there, so yeah, I wouldn't want to be doing that by myself. And especially when I'm feeling like I am today, it's just a little bit average, so that wasn't too bad actually. Sort of got the adrenaline pumping. I had to stop there for a minute, put my visor up, because I'm thinking, oh, the last thing I need is for my visor to fog right up. But this visor's pretty good. It doesn't actually fog up. It said it was a non-fog visor, and yeah, I haven't sprayed any stuff in there, and yeah. So far so good. Yeah, I don't know if I want to go up that. I mean, really, it's one of those things, you know, you sort of, once you sort of commit, you go part way down, well, you can't really just turn around and come back up. So you've got to go through it. know, you got to go through with it. And I'm just a bit concerned about breaking up my plastics here without the bars on it. I've got to really hurry up and get those bars. Just going to bite the bullet, I think, and just buy, you know, SW Motec bars and a B&B bash plate or something like that. I'm sure that they both are compatible, because that's the only other concern I've got, is sometimes these bash plates aren't compatible with where the crash bars connect up to. So anywho, and the thing is, see, with that kind of stuff back there is with the 50/50 tyres, you always run that risk of becoming a little bit more skatey. You don't quite have the gnarly tread pattern. What about this Voigt's road? Let's go and have a look at that one. That one's hitting no free road as well. That one stops straight away, doesn't it? It's basically a driveway, isn't it? Oh, there you go. Oh, there you go. Managed a bit of a Yui on the pegs. As they say, you never know if you never go. Limited road. What's it say? Limited turning available. Yeah, I've been feeling very lethargic today. It was just took me ages to sort of get my shit together, and then had a bit of an extra sleep in, went back to sleep, and the missus came home with a feed and I had something to eat, and I just felt like having another sleep again. But I thought, you know what, if I don't get out there, I'm going to kick myself, because it means I wouldn't have got out all weekend. And one does not simply own a KLR 650 and not ride it on the weekends, or at least when he can. Well, this is quite nice through here. This is very nice through here. Wow. Wow, this is really nice. Oh, someone's driveway, is it? Fair enough. So there you go. But it's such a nice little spot through here, isn't it? Have a look at it. I mean, if we could just have more of this kind of stuff weaving in and out through the hills that wasn't just no through roads, that'd be awesome. Got to get some bigger foot pegs too. These foot pegs aren't the greatest. These stock KLR ones, mate, they've got like a bloody rubberized, you know, thing on it, and it's basically like a tubular steel underneath, I think, and it just sort of squishes around a bit. So plus I'm wearing these boots, so I've really got to get those new pegs as well as the extended gear lever, and then I can wear my former boots and get a bit of extra protection on the feet, and they'll also help with standing up, because they've got a nice firm, the chicken, a nice firm sole, so your foot will just instead of curling over, it'll just be flat on the foot peg, which is bloody beautiful. Now, is that camera still recording there? Yep. That one's still recording there. Yep. So far so good. There hasn't been any more rain, which is even better. Just enough to keep the dust down a bit, I suppose, is all it's really done. But you can see, as you see, like me riding around for all that stuff there, I'm not tearing around like an idiot, you know. I'm just going easy, mate, you know, just taking that easy, because last thing I want to do is annoy the shit out of people. Where's that go? It's just another driveway or something, is it? More than likely. Yeah. Nothing to see here. You know, no little burnouts in the turns or anything like that. Just keep cool, man. You know, just putt around. I'm going to go this way for a change, because I've been that way a shitload of times. Let's see where this one goes to. I've never really explored all of these tracks, and some of them look like they do connect, even though they say no through road. So you just don't know. Like, Google should really invest a bit more time with their that vehicle that goes around with the bloody 360 camera on it, and actually, you know, work out which ones are roads, which ones are driveways, which ones stop, which ones keep going. Oh yeah, there's a gate up there, you can see it. Righto. There'll be none of that. Although that looks like a bit of a bit I could get through there, but I'm not going to. It's all houses and stuff around here, so yeah, what was I getting at? I forgot. But yeah, I've never been up around all these sort of roads, so yeah, I'm just double checking to see what they actually are. I mean, that one back there that is gated, I mean, you can probably get through it, but got to park the bike on a hill, got to get off, got to undo the gate. Someone's going to come out and say, "Oi, what are you doing here?" You know, there's all that sort of stuff. There's that possibility. I mean, you just want to, don't want to get people offside. Well, actually, where does that go? Because you know, you don't want to close any more bloody roads down. This was obviously the old road, by the looks of it. I can see like an old white line painted down the guts of it. Well, it didn't say no through road or cyclists only. I think it's somebody's driveway or something, is it? Oh, I see. Yeah. Where's that? That just came out of that little spot down here, didn't it? Don't get on my camera, man. Well, at least I got the bark busters on, but I haven't got the bloody fucking camera busters on. Oh, there you go. A little bit of fun in your own backyard. Nobody was harmed. No animals were harmed. So yeah, there's not a lot of that we can actually ride around here in South Australia, or that's close to Adelaide at least. You've got to go out yonder. This thing sounds like a bloody tractor, doesn't it? Oh, here we go. So we've got a gate up here. So there's no... Oh yeah, hang on. What's this say? Thai Forest Monastery. Oh, Thai Forest Monastery. Okay, that's interesting. Thai Forest Monastery. Wow. So it's going to be like we're riding around in Thailand. $1 million bogan style, mate. Ha ha! Oh yeah, cool little elephant. Is that to do with the Thai monastery? Wildlaw Conservation Park, yeah, righto. Ah, so this is the Thai. Yeah, I don't know if I should be going down in there, but that is the Thai Forest Monastery. Cool. It's just good to get out and sort of go on roads that you hadn't been on, you know, just explore and work out where things go. And I've actually got my tracking on this time. I'm using Kalimoto, so it'll see where I've been. And I can actually export GPX files now, which is good, and you can also import them, although I think that's only on the interwebs interface on your browser. I reckon this seat concept seats is a definite improvement over the stock seat. That stock seat was very narrow at the top, and it sort of went wide down the bottom, where this is quite wide at the top. It's as wide at the top as it is at the bottom, or at the seat pan. Now that road over there, Mayfair Road, etc, blah blah blah, local traffic only. Let's go and have a look anyway. I mean, local traffic only signs aren't, they're not enforceable by council or by law. They're literally an advisory. Oh, that looks cool. That looks awesome. Someone's garage turning into a house. Cool. Lovely little spot. Oh, here we go, we've got a gate here that's open. I'll tell you what, as much as it's really nice living up here, well look at that, that looks really cool. That looks awesome. I would be shitting bricks, man, in the summertime because of the fire risk, you know. But in winter time, these kind of areas are just bloody beautiful. And now it's autumn and it's a wintry sort of day. Oh wow, all the crow's cast. We're all happy, we're all waving, we're all smiling. No one's getting hurt. I'm exploring new roads, literally in my own backyard. Happy days. And for a day like today, where I feel pretty shit, this kind of exploration is just nice. It's nothing too technical, nothing too gnarly, except for that little bit back there, but we got through it. Yeah, so I put a bit of slime in my tyres, and I reckon it's slowed down that leak in the front at least. You know, maybe it sort of leaked out a little bit until it sealed up, but I checked the pressure today and it was only a couple of pounds down, as opposed to about 5. So that was pretty cool. I really need to get a drink, man. I'm just a pain in the arse. I've got to take my helmet off because I haven't got my hydration pack on. Oh. Well, some pretty cool places around here. Thanks, mate. Kangaroos! Hey, Skip! What's going on, Skippy? Yeah, this exhaust could be a little bit more stealth, eh? That'd be nice. I've just dislodged my bloody earbuds, and now I can really tell how fucking loud it is. But see, these kind of roads around here are literally like people's driveways. Not a lot of turning room. But it's nice, little bit of forest. Yeah, there we go. So that literally there is all we've got. Yep. There we go. Nice and easy, no skids. This bike's bloody loud enough as it is without having to bloody rev the guts out of it. There you go, Skip. They were coming to have a look. What's going on, Skip? So that's how you turn. Have a look at him. Here we go. Off you go. Off into the scrub. It's a bloody meth lab or something, man. That looks dodgy as. 2 containers with the roof in between. How deep does that look? So we've literally got pebbles. Shouldn't be too bad. Easy peasy. Oh, I don't know about this one though. Jesus. What about this one? Oh, that looks a bit fucking hairy going, doesn't it? Just a bit more deeper, really. And muddier. Yeah, I don't know about that one, man. I do not want to get stuck here on my own going through there. What do you reckon? I need to get that bloody stick. So these boots aren't fucking waterproof, that's the problem. And I don't want to get wet socks and shit. So looking at that, there's clay there. That's going to be slushy as a. That could end up in disaster. Whoop. Over there looks alright though. Then you got to try and get up here. Oh, I shouldn't be doing shit this gnarly on my fucking shitty day. Like a day that I feel like shit on. Oh. Oh. Yeah, see, there's some fucking slush there. There's some rock there. It's probably not too bad actually, except for there. And then getting up that. Holy shit. On my own. That's a bit stupid, isn't it? What do you think? I could just go for it. Hope for the best. Yeah, nah. I'm gonna chicken out on this one, guys. This one is just a bit scary for me, for the simple fact that I'm on my own, and if I do drop it anywhere there, for one, I'm going to damage the bike, and secondly, I will almost die trying to fucking get my bike back up, because I'm very lethargic today, so I might just have to turn around, but we'll definitely come back here with the boys when we've got some extra help, because that's what friends are for, yeah? We can go back through that other crossing anyhow. Oh, well, that was a pretty cool little track, but yeah, I think I'm going to have to skip that because of the fact that it's a little bit deeper and steeper going up the other side with some clay, etc. But I will do it with a little help of my friends, just in case the inevitable might happen, because you know, these plastics and that, they're still in reasonably good nick. I don't want to smash them up. And that back tyre of mine, those knobs are starting to get a little bit more shallower by the day. But what I should do is go and explore that track from the other end. Nice little places here, man, like B&Bs or something. I mean, look at that joint. Try not to make so much noise, but it's a bit hard. Alright, so it says I've reached my destination, but all I want to do now, so this is what I fucking hate about Google Maps. It's like, oh, you've reached your destination, so you can stop. But what I'd like to do is just continue on and see where, you know, can I just keep driving? No, I've got to literally get out of the app, go back into it, click on driving, and then it will show me where I am on the map. Taminga Grove. Oh, bit of a dip. Oh, there goes a rabbit. Or a hare, if you will. Alright, so here's where we go. Shit bum fuck. And, it's not too bad. All right, check that out. What have we got here? Bit of sand as well. So I think this is the other end, isn't it? Is this where that bloody... Oh no, not quite. Not quite there yet. Cow's having a bit of a drinky poo. Oh, I think it's just here. Yeah, that's it there. That is it there. Right. Yeah, so that's the one, man. Going down is a slippy slidey affair by the looks of it. But yeah, she's got a bit of an gnarly factor to it. Thorley Road. Keep clear at all times. That's locked up. Thorley Road. See, how cool would that be to go through? There's a little bit around there actually. CFS access. So that goes down into the reservoir. Oh, they've got a helicopter pad up there. That must be where they probably get those water bombers, a little layover for the water bombers when they fill up from the reservoir. Oh, what's this guy doing? It doesn't look like he was dumping anything. You do get a few idiots up here that will dump their shit. And when I say shit, it's generally hydroponics, spent hydroponics pot material for growing marijuana. Just go it in the fucking ground, mate. Don't worry about all this fucking hydro shit. You know, they steal power and they fucking do all that. Mind you, I don't mind a bit of spliff here and there. A good bit of spliff never hurt anybody. I don't know why the government just doesn't legalise it, man. I mean, you imagine the lack of violence in Hiney Street if they said, look, alcohol prohibited, but smoking of cannabis allowed. You could just have a whole shitload of stoner bars in there, and you know, all these shisha places and stuff. You could basically have like stoner bars where they just go in there and get high, and basically next thing, man, they just hanging out at bloody kebab shops eating. They're all chilled. You know, there's no violence. I mean, have you ever heard of marijuana fueled violence? You know, I've never heard of it. I've tried googling it, man, and like, you don't get any results on marijuana fueled violence. I mean, it's not a thing, man. You know. Oh, they came down here. They've come down here and put some new shit down here, haven't they? I reckon that didn't look as rutty as it used to. Oh, where's that go? I've never noticed this one before. It goes nowhere. It just goes up here. Righto. Comes out here perhaps. Yeah. Righto. Probably somewhere a car's been bloody dumped and burnt out. Oh, we got anyone coming? Whoa! Nobody's coming. Yeah, so that's another one for the list. And the marijuana prohibition. This government, man, really does have its head in the sand, with a lot of things. You know, the vaping thing as well. Well, let's ban and prohibit the sale of vapes and vape-related nicotine products and stuff. But let's keep selling cigarettes, you know, because they're healthy, yeah. They're healthy, man. Fucking idiots, man. And so then we come out here at Formby. So there we are.